Spider-Man.
Alright, welcome back. We're taking a slight break from the story to show off training mode, which sadly, kid mode doesn't say anything when you go to select it. Aw.
Man.
So yeah, there's time attack, survival, speed training, target practice, item collection. We're only going to be showing off a little bit of each one. Fun fact, these training modes are actually more difficult than the game itself.
Really?
Yep. So let's go with item collection first, I suppose.
There's been a few games that are kind of like that I just can never really remember what those are whenever I'm asked about it.
So yeah, 30 seconds, 90 seconds zipline training. Look at what you gotta do. You have to not let yourself touch the ground, basically.
Oh, neat.
Oh, and you see how the lightning surges there?
Yeah.
I thought that meant that there were certain points where the electricity wasn't running. That is wrong. It's always running. So, yeah. That said, I think where most of these training segments are supposed to be is the Danger Room from X-Men, which is pretty cool. So yeah, you have to be very good with your timing.
It kind of looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Oh.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me in this regard to Worms. In that in that game also all of the training modes were much more difficult than the game itself.
Yeah. That said, though, if you manage to do good, you'll be a friggin' master at this game. So we're gonna try this one more time and see how good I can do. I'm not going to.
It gives you a little ridicule where you're standing.
Yeah, it gives you.
So you don't have to guess.
Yeah, they had that much foresight at least.
Aww.
And death. Yep. Well.
With the training. I'll never be good enough to be noticed by the senpai.
Indeed. So now we're at item hunt.
Senpai Xavier.
Item hunt, literally you just run around and collect all the points as fast as you can. Much easier. If I actually wanted to do this in some sort of record time, I would be constantly web slinging because that is much faster than running. But I like taking my time. You were saying?
Spider-Man's getting his jog in.
Yeah. Yeah, get some exercise.
Senpai, look at my web swing. Shut up!
Yeah, you'll notice that there are some coins under us. How do you get to them? Well, you have to get all these coins first.
Coin.
And we... Now
Wow, that jump.
Yeah. It's almost too good sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Thankfully, Spider-Man will have the foresight to auto-cling when he can. Although sometimes that will more screw you than help you, depending on the stage.
I just want to fall to my death, okay?
You'll see what I mean later. Alright, so, do we have everything finally? I think so. Oh no. How did I miss that? Whatever. Crawl over here and get it. There. Alright, so... Now we get these electric things, and they're not really a threat because we can just jump down here. The floor opens up for you. Yeah.
Am I doing good, Aunt May?
Well, if she were watching, that would be very odd. It would mean the secret's out.
She probably secretly knew.
Well, she does secretly know in the comics, if I remember right.
Mama knows.
And here are the last ones. Simple. And I don't know why it does that automatically, but sure, whatever.
Yeah, like it wants you to repeat it regardless.
So now we're at target practice. Simple stuff, just web the bad guys, don't web the good guys. So Shocker, web him right in the groin. Same with Carnage.
Aw, that's cute.
What if this is your first superhero game and you don't know who the characters are?
Well, then you're screwed!
Who are these people?
Then why are you even?
That's a good point.
Right?
Were you not alive through the entire 90s?
Much.
I barely remember the 90s. I know I was born in like the beginning of it, but
That is where you fail, Ryan.
You can generally tell who's a hero and who's not, though, because
Exactly.
I know all these people.
What do you have against Catwoman?
I hit Black Cat on accident. And that's the end. So. Next up, speed training, which really does not test your speed at all. It really just tests how good you are at hitting the web swing button. So we're only going to do one course here. And it's just a city.
And fall into every single building on the way?
Yeah, pretty much. You have to be pretty precise, which is actually kind of hard to do, considering how this game handles its camera.
Yeah.
It's not the worst camera in the game I've had, but it can be pretty jank sometimes.
such as, you know, early 3D.
Pretty much. But at least, hey, Spider-Man will skip low buildings if, you know, you're angled properly.
But you're not.
Yeah, I never am. And hey, look, Neversoft's office. Apparently it's in New York. Who'd have thought?
You missed.
Yeah, well,
It really should be just land on that building, let's be honest.
yeah.
Yeah.
So next...
Spider-Man... I was just going to say, is Spider-Man 1 on the PS2 actually did that with, like, its race stages. It's just, you had to land on the final building. You couldn't land on the wall because, well, that's not a clean landing. But that was pretty good.
So yeah, this one is just beat up mooks till you die, and yes, you will eventually die because gunfire is hailing everywhere.
Survival.
And yet again, Web Burst does exactly dick and takes up way too much web fluid to be useful. Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep beating people up until you die. And also look out for grenades, because I didn't even know grenades were in this game until I played this. So, yeah.
Pistol whip you.
Yep, they can do that.
So why are they all friggin' guns?
I don't know. They just are.
Like, not one with like a shotgun or assault rifle, or even just using one pistol.
Nope, they all have double-barreled revolvers.
It's pretty hardcore, really.
They use them to punch you.
Yep.
Well, you gotta imagine a big hunk of metal like that's gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they have just monstrous hands.
Indeed.
And monstrous heads.
Indeed.
That's just PS1.
So now there's Time Attack, which is pretty much the same thing as what we just did, so I don't know why they're separate.
More content.
Well, the difference is one is kill as many enemies as you can within a minute, and the other one is last as long as possible.
Yeah.
So there's a difference there.
I guess.
So the other one you can just stay on the walls, not attack a single one.
If you stay on the walls, they'll just shoot you.
Yeah, they do.
That's true.
Yeah, they will shoot.
Like, that's actually something they thought about, that you'll see in boss fights and such, too. If you try to camp on the walls, like, a lot of enemies have a way to, you know, get you down.
One of them just throws like a truck at you. Just like, oh god, who even does that?
A 3-story building isn't a weapon?
What a bit.
And I accidentally restarted.
Oop.
But so yeah, that's the basics of training mode. Records keep track of all the stuff you do in training mode if it's a casual thing you just like to do. Even separate it by section and everything.
Good for
That is so 90s game. That is just the weirdest thing to have as a memory thing for records. What even was that? the records.
The logo?
Icon. Yeah.
That was a filing cabinet.
Yeah.